Bobby played his hometown, one full moon August night. When he heard a voice in the front row singing, welcome, sandy-haired river boy with the same old hungry eyes.
And balls. And balls.
When do you remember YouTube getting rid of the dislike button?
It's been about 3 years now. It's been about 3 or so years.
I believe it's about a year ago, maybe a little bit longer, a year and a half ago.
I remember that happening around 2021. Because I remember at that same time I was trying to learn a lot more about financial literacy. And I was going to YouTube as a source of education, of trying to figure out how to get my foot in the door and get that knowledge. And I used the likes and dislikes of videos to figure out, okay, who was legit, who were these get-rich-quick gurus that were just here to get your money. When the button was gone, there was no way of me to distinguish what was a good video and what was a bad video. So I'm happy to see that someone's talking about this and bringing attention to the things that actually impact people, even those who are trying to learn a trade or trying to change a tire, learn plumbing, things like that. These are things that are important to young entrepreneurs, to those even in the field trying to become experts.
I'm not 100% certain. I think wasn't it a few years ago?
When I remember YouTube getting rid of the dislike button, there was a wash of dislike on anything that was being posted by the White House. And supposedly President Biden was elected with the most votes ever cast in any election history. And yet, if you went to any posting on whitehouse.gov or any official video that they posted, they were getting inundated with dislike on anything that they did. So it was obvious to me that YouTube had to get rid of the dislike button.
I don't remember, but I know it affected a lot of channels because you have a constant people telling people right now that hit the like button, so you can change the algorithm, so the video can be seen. So if they when they had the dislike button removed, you couldn't even put it on there.
And then functionally, outside of politics, what channels or topics on YouTube do you see that were negatively impacted by getting rid of the dislike ratio on videos for people to see?
Probably a couple car channels that I solely watch sometimes, for fixing cars or repairs. Pretty sure they was heavily impacted by that.
Topics, yes. Financial literacy, that was a big one because people weren't able to create a community around a channel that was actually legitimate, because most people do use likes and dislikes, and the way you create that community is by creating a following. You can't create a following if people don't know where to go and what resources to actually follow. So that was one. Technical skills, so people like plumbers, welders, folks like that were also impacted because people didn't know where they can go and where they can rely on their content.
Well, I think there is a channel called Fire and Steel. There's the Outdoor Boys. Now that I think of it, and I think that seeing what people like and dislike is actually a great democratic way of doing things, because it lets us know everyone's opinion and concerns about stuff.
A lot of businesses have been affected negatively, mostly because they do not understand what it is that they are reading. If you don't understand the metrics, if you don't understand the data, if you don't understand what it is that's being presented to you, you're not going to be able to make an informed choice. What you're going off of is a hunch, and that's not informed. What you have to do is take a reading of the tea leaves and say, well, this is what I believe is going on, and what's attributing to this. Correlation is not causation. You need to be able to go through a little deeper and look at the root causes. If you're noticing
that you're getting a lot of down thumbs, it might be because not necessarily that somebody, you might have a dog and you might be looking up lots of information on dogs, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have a dog with arthritis problems. But if you're shown an ad for arthritic medication for animals, you might be a pro to down thumbs that because it's not relevant to you. Not that you don't necessarily do not like the business or person that the ad is putting out, but it's more of a, this is not so relevant to me, and then you as a business owner and as a person need to figure out, well, why is this? And it's not necessarily because people don't like you, it's usually because it's just not as relevant for them, so you need to be able to go back through and craft a different message, and most of the time that solves problems.
No, just the political narrative is what I saw. Yeah,
like how to do videos?
No, I didn't see anything with any of that.
I myself am a teacher, and I am personally not aware of any of my channels being impacted by getting rid of the dislike button. So I'm not actually aware of that creating a problem.